friend, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Dee. I'm a Seint beauty artist and a lover of all things beauty. And here on my channel, I do a variety of different things, mostly obviously geared around beauty and skincare, but I also do some mid-size fashion, some lifestyle, pretty much anything and everything all in one. I am a working mama. I work full-time in the corporate world, and I do my Seint beauty business and partner with a couple other brands on the side, as well as doing YouTube. So this is kind of like a side hustle, but also a creative outlet for me. One thing that I say on my channel is I always welcome people's comments. These are my opinions, or these are my experiences, or point of view, whatever, but you may have a different experience, different point of view. I just ask that you be respectful, but I do welcome all comments. If you agree with me, disagree with me, leave those comments below so that other viewers will know. And yeah, I'm excited about doing this video because I was doing color match with a customer. I was kind of going back and forth with her. And usually when I do color matches for Seint, the Seint makeup, I don't really recommend cheek colors, because to me, cheek colors are big on, it really depends on your preference. It depends on almost, I don't want to say personality, but like what you go for. I don't mind having a big, bright, bold cheek color or blush. Some people don't. They want something very, very natural. So it's just really about your personal preference. So I always tell them, like, you can't go wrong with any of the colors. Pick what you want. And so we were kind of going back and forth, and I said, you know, I was telling her, hey, I do have a video on my YouTube with swatches, but it is kind of hard to see. A swatch is different than what it's going to blend out on the on skin. Because I'll give you this one, for example. This is the color Sangria. Let me warm it up real quick. It's freezing. That's the swatch. Well, that doesn't give you any indication of what it's actually going to look like on the cheeks. And so sometimes it could be a little bit overwhelming. So I was like, you know, I wish I should really do a video where I showcase the color and I show what it looks like, kind of blend it out so you can see the swatch and what it will like, what it could look like on your skin. So I have obviously very like fair skin, so you're going to be able to see a lot. If your skin is a little bit darker, then obviously the pigmentation may not be as bright. The one thing that I will say about cream products and what I like about it is they're dummy proof. Like, if you're somebody who is scared of blush and don't want to look like a clown or don't want to look like you're from the 1980s, cream blush is for you. Because if you go in and you put too much product on, you can always tone it down. You do not have to redo your makeup. It is very simple. So maybe at the end of this I will show you, but I'm probably gonna do this in different categories. Like, I have got like my pinks, my nudes, my kind of coralies, and then kind of like my reddish kind of colors. But I probably will end up breaking this in 2 different videos, because otherwise it will be very long. So let's go ahead and start with my favorite color choice, and that is pinks. I love pinks. I love it. Pink is my favorite color, and I love them. So I'm gonna go in first with the color Baby Watermelon. So this is what it looks like. And I think it's also helpful to see. What I'll do is I'll swatch it and blend it out and then show you, so that I don't, like, not editing nightmare here. So this is Baby Watermelon. This is its swatch, so you can see, and then this is what it's gonna kind of look like when it's fanned out. Now, obviously, some may be looking at this going, whoa, a little bit too much. You can always tone this down. I kind of kept it a little bit more vibrant so you can actually see, but this is gonna be a really pretty color. To me, it's very baby pink, and it is a satin. And I've talked about this on my channel before. My favorite finishes are the satin ones because they are super easy to blend out. I mean, you can see how effortless it is. And obviously I put a ton of product on, and when you go to put your product on, what I normally tell customers is press your finger in. Don't dig it, don't swipe it, just press it in and go like that and start there. And you can see, even see the stuff that I have on my brush. You can see it's already picking up. These are very pigmented. Satin is very pigmented, but that's what it's gonna look like blended out. Very pretty, Baby Watermelon. Okay, so next is the color Hollywood. So this is very similar. I mean, if you look at them, you can maybe, you know, like, oh, they're the same color. This one to me is almost like a dupe for the NARS Orgasm because it does have a little bit of a shimmery vibe to it and a little bit of like that orangey peach undertone. So I did a reel on this on my Instagram and I think this is very, very close, but this is much more forgiving than the NARS Orgasm. And I'm gonna use the word cheap. I know people don't like say that because it insinuates that it's bad quality, but it's cheaper. It's less money. Yeah. Okay, so this is Hollywood. This is what it looks like swatched, and this is kind of what the idea of it blended out. And I can even, like, obviously I kept it, but it's just very, very subtle pink. And again, you can go hardcore with it, you can tone it down, but it just has this little, you can see there, like this just iridescent-y shimmer to it and this little tone of orange. And that's what kind of picks up from the NARS Orgasm. So it is very different than Baby Watermelon. As Baby Watermelon is more of a true pink, this is going to have that shimmer in it. Gorgeous for summer. Okay, so the next color is Dahlia. So you can see here, this is very, very bright. A little bit does go along the way. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, Baby Hollywood is satin as well. I'll let you know, these are all satin for now, but Dahlia is also satin. That is my favorite finish because again, it is just so easy to blend out. Okay, so this is what Dahlia looks like swatched and then kind of buffed out. So you can see it does tone down a lot when you're swatching it. This is a color that I feel like a lot of people, like, it's so pretty, and there's not many other colors that I feel are on the market that is this true kind of like raspberry color, at least in my opinion. There might be, but it blends out so pretty. It's still vibrant, it's still pretty, and even if this is like way too much for you, you can still take it down a little bit more. But gorgeous, gorgeous color. So next is Pink Grapefruit. And this you can see, I don't know if you can see the divots, like I have used this. This is one of my favorites. It is such a really pretty pinky color. I would say it's brighter than, let me swatch. So this is, let me swatch Baby Watermelon right next to it so you can kind of see the difference. But this is Pink Grapefruit and then this is Baby Watermelon. So you can see that Baby Watermelon is definitely, wait, let me make sure. Yeah. Baby Watermelon is definitely more of a Barbie, like baby doll pink, whereas Pink Grapefruit has a little bit more of the undertone, like a deeper undertone. So hopefully that helps if you're trying to like pick things out. Because I know sometimes it's like, okay, they kind of look the same, but I want to go ahead and swatch these and show you. Okay, so here's an example where I went a little bit too crazy, but this is Pink Grapefruit and this is kind of it blended out, and you can see here, like I obviously went a little bit crazy, but you can always buff it out. I don't have one here, but you could take a sponge and it will pick up any of the excess product. So that's a great way of toning it down. But again, one of my favorites, it's just this beautiful pink and it's not super baby doll. I feel like it's just a little bit more sophisticated than the Baby Watermelon because it's just a little bit deeper. So absolutely gorgeous. This is probably the one that I would recommend if you are somebody who really is looking for a beautiful pink color and you gravitate towards pinks. I think this one, I think everybody's skin tone can pull this off, but this is probably the least scary one and probably a little bit more of the most natural. Okay, so the next one is Carousel. So this is getting into our glossy cheek colors. So I have been very, very transparent on my channel. The glosses are not my favorite. I feel like they are a little bit harder to blend out on the cheek, whereas the satins just kind of melt in your skin and really make you feel like you know what you're doing. Like, I'm not a professional makeup artist. If you're somebody who is scared of blush, the cream satin colors that Seint has will make it effortlessly because it blends out beautifully. There's no splotchiness to it and you can tone it down if you go too much. But the glosses are a little bit more challenging. So again, this is Carousel. This is what it looks like swatched, and then I tried to blend it out. But I wanted to show you guys, like, you saw the satin. Like, I did one swatch and it was like, oh goodness. This, you kind of have to work your way up to it. It does have a sheen to it, so if you are somebody who's oily, I could see how the glosses might not be something that you want to do because it's going to add a little bit more of that sheen on there. Whereas dry girls, we probably, I mean, I kind of like that, but it is a little bit more challenging to blend in. The other thing about the glosses that I notice is I feel like they don't have as much longevity as the satins. So if you're looking for something that's going to go from day to night, then definitely pick up a satin. If you don't really care and it just kind of blends out, then the gloss is good. Now I will tell you, I do not like the satins on my lips. I much prefer the glosses, but I don't even like the glosses for my lips. I'm more of a liquid lipstick kind of person. And our glosses, they're okay, but they're just not my favorite. Now, other artists rave about them and it's to each their own. I have some customers that tell me that I'm crazy, that I don't really like them on my lips. That is just, again, a personal preference. Okay, so next is Pinky Promise. So you can see here, this is again, very, very baby doll, very cool tone pink. It's not the same color as Baby Watermelon. It's definitely more of a cool tone. This is a pretty color on the lips. It's a little bit more glossy than like the Carousel that I showed you, but it's still very, very pretty. Now they come, I don't think they make the small sizes anymore, but they do make the larger sizes. I just got the small size when they had them because I knew I wasn't going to need a big size because again, I just don't prefer the glosses. But this is what it looks like swatch, and you can see here blended out. It does have more pigment than the other one and it's kind of hit and miss, but this is still really pretty on the pink or on the cheeks. So if you're looking for a cool tone pink, then Pinky Promise is going to be. Okay, so this is the next color. I can't say this, La Cienega, I don't know. I will have everything linked below as well. But you can see here again, kind of very, it's just not pigmented. You can see the sheen there. This reminds me a little bit of Hollywood because it has a little bit of that peachy undertone here. So very much similar to like the NARS Orgasm kind of dupe. But again, it's very, very natural. So it just really depends on your preference of what you're looking for. Now, this is not everything in the pink collection. I do not have every single lip and cheek color. I'm just going through, and I probably should have said that before, but I'm just going through the ones that I currently have in my collection. I'm slowly adding to it, but I don't have everything because there are a lot of colors. There's pretty much a color for everybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the corals because I wanna make sure that this video is reasonable. So let's go and get kind of the corals oranges next. Okay, so next is Seint Tropez. So you can see here, it is a very, very pretty kind of cool tone coral color. This is gorgeous on tan skin. If you are somebody who has a darker complexion or you're tanning over the summer, this is going to give you a very, very summery kind of beachy vibe. You can definitely blend it out less than this, but I love just a little bit of pack of color and it does blend out beautifully. I can't remember if this one is a satin. I think this one, yeah, this one is a satin as well. And so it just blends out like a dream. Okay, so next is the color Frenchie, and you can see here, it is very well used. Not so much for my cheeks, but I did use it as an under eye corrector for the longest time until I switched over to Demi. But you can see here, I mean, it's well loved. This is another one that is a satin, so it's going to blend out effortlessly. But you can see it is very, very pretty and has a beautiful peach undertone. In my personal preference, I don't prefer this on my skin, my fair skin, because I do feel like it makes me look a little bit orangey. But again, if you have a darker skin tone, then I think this is going to look absolutely gorgeous on you. Okay, so next is Tropez. So this is one of our semi-glosses. We do not have a lot of semi-gloss, but it's kind of like in between a satin and a gloss. It's not super, super glossy, so it's going to be a little bit more pigmented, but it's also not, it still has that sheen, and it doesn't make it a satin. So it's going to be a little bit easier to blend out than our glosses, but this is a true kind of orangey coral. I do like this one on my fair skin because to me, it picks up a little bit more coral and less of that orange, like, I don't know, weird look. But again, because it's gloss, a little bit, or you do have to build it up, and I can build it up to just the amount of pigmentation that I want for my skin. So that is Tropez. And that's it as far as the corals and the pinks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and it kind of gave you a little bit more of a representation of what it's going to look like on your cheeks. So as you're kind of like picking out cheek colors, maybe that will help you a little bit more. The next one's going to be more like the nude browns, and then also some of like the purpley reds. So stay tuned for that one as well. And until next time, bye.